Hey guys. So we're working on the bike yet again. Took it out for the first ride of the season over the weekend, and that was a lot of fun. Today we're working on the turn signals. When I got it, it had those flush mount garbage turn signals. You couldn't see them from the front of the bike, so they didn't really serve their purpose. So I got these really junky LED turn signals. I'll link them in the description so you know not to buy them. They say Rizoma on them, which is weird because the listing said nothing about Rizoma. I'm pretty sure that's not even like their logo or anything. It's probably not the spelling either. And so I just found that weird that like they came in a Rizoma box but didn't like advertise Rizoma LED turn signals. This one didn't work. The LED, like the chip that it sits on, wasn't in like the groove that it's supposed to be in. It was like turned sideways, and you'd hook it up and it would like flash on and off. So we had to take that one apart and resolder everything to the board and how that one works. And I really just want to get it inspected. That's pretty much the purpose of these. So I'm going to go through and show you the process of wiring these. As you can see, they only have 2 wires coming off of them, so this would be like a single filament. But the hack that worked on this before and put those other turn signals on, you can see that there's 3 wires here, which means that the factory ones were a dual filament bulb, so it was dim and then it got bright when your turn signal came on. So we're going to replicate that with these, so they'll be dim when the bike's running and then they'll get brighter when your turn signal's on. So I'm going to show you how to accomplish such a feat. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to figure out which wire does what. So you're going to typically have one negative or ground, and then you're going to have your turn signal wire, and then you'll have a parking lamp or running lamp wire. So the parking or running lamp wire will have power constantly, the turn signal one will flash, and then this one will just be ground. I already figured this out anyways on mine. So you can figure that out yourself. Next thing we're going to do, once we get that all figured out, we're going to be using these things called diodes. These are just little guys, and this is basically a one-way valve for electricity. How cool is that? Like we're doing plumbing. So they only allow the flow of electricity one way, but I don't remember which way they go. So while we're waiting for the old soldering iron to fire up here, I want to talk about wire terminations. Because after buying the truck and working on this, I found a lot of what I would consider unsatisfactory wire splices, at least in my book. It kind of really ticked me off when I went to take off the old turn signals, and when I pulled them out, when I went to pull the wires out the back, I got a glob of wires, and then there was a piece of electric tape stuck up in there. You know, someone just twisted them all together and then put electric tape over them, and that's not acceptable. I mean, I can understand in a pinch, you know, you don't have the right stuff, you don't have the time, whatever, but go back and do it right. You know, at some point in your life, you know, you're just asking for problems when you do that kind of stuff, because electric tape is not waterproof. It does not stick well to certain stuff. Dries out, it gets all crusty and it falls off. That's not good for anyone. Then you're blowing fuses, your light's working intermittently. So just do it right. Get out the soldering iron. Or at least use a butt splice. Fun fact about lighters, go ask anyone for a lighter. Whether they smoke or not, they will check their pockets. Guaranteed. Hello, where'd you go? The next thing we need is a resistor. So a resistor restricts the flow of electricity. So that will give us the dim effect. So I'm going to test out this one here. You got to kind of play with it to find what you're looking for, you know what I mean? Alright. So now, yeah, that worked great, Drew. Good job. Way to show them. So this is a 470k ohm resistor. Technically, I don't even really think that I need the way that this all works, how this power cuts out when this one comes on. I don't really think that I need another diode, but it's not gonna hurt. This won't hurt a bit. Promise. I'm a doctor. This is probably gonna be a really awesome video of my hand. You know, I was a hand model in high school. All right, so there we go. It's not the prettiest. And now, if you want to, you could take and cover this with electric tape, which I might do just to cover up the pink. But at that point, the electric tape is more for a visual appeal than anything else. And this heat shrink isn't going to lose its adhesive and fall off, and nothing's going to short out. It'll give you a little extra protection, you know what I mean? So let's test it out here first before we get too carried away. So that's that. Oh, look at that. It actually works too. Sometimes I surprise even myself. So now we're just going to clean up these wires, tuck them up out of the way, and then we'll move on to the other side. And it should be fun. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but we got like this long tail hanging down here, and like they used one butt splice here, which they just kind of spliced a piece of wire onto to go to the turn signal,